जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी। जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जन। यशोदनन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जन। यमुनतीरावनचारि। यमुनतीरावनचारि। राधमाधव कुञ्जविहारी। राधमाधव कुञ्जविहारी। जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जन। यशोदनन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जन। यमुनतीरावनचारि। यमुनतीरावनचारि। राधमाधव कुञ्जविहारी। राधमाधव कुञ्जविहारी। जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जन। यशोदनन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जन। यमुनतीरावनचारि। यमुनतीरावनचारि। राधमाधव कुञ्जविहारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। जय राधा श्याम सुंदरा श्याम सुंदरा। जय प्रभु पदा जय प्रभु पदा जय प्रभु पदा जय प्रभु पदा। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि गो। एवं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज का चरस्तोत्र शतश्री श्रीमद् श्री भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। एवं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज का चरस्तोत्र शतश्री श्रीमद् श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय। नमाचार्य दास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभुवन श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। श्री क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा यमुना की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to the Assembly of Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories. All glories to Shri Guru and Go Ranga. Shri Prabhupada Jai. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidhanam Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prajanandar Vishesha Sunyavad Vachach Destarne. Okay, thank you very much for joining. Reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, contents of Gita summarized, verse number 46 and 47. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhadrashtiki Hari Om Tat Sat. So we are reading from 46 verse. Yavanardha udapane sarvata samplutodhake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanatah. That word is important. Vijanatah. Yavanardha udapane sarvata samplutodhake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanatah. यावानर्ध उदपाने सर्वथा संप्लुतोदके तावान् सर्वेषु वेदेषु ब्राह्मणस्याभिजानतः. Word to word. Yavan, all that ardha is meant. Udapane, in a well of water. Sarvata, in all respects. Sampluta udake, in a great reservoir of water. Tavan, similarly. Sarveshu, in all Vedeshu, Vedic literatures, Brahmanasya, of the man who knows the supreme Brahman, Vijanataha, who is in complete knowledge. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. All purposes served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purposes of Vedas can be served to one who knows the purposes behind them. Let's repeat. All purposes served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purposes of Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them. Next verse, verse number 40, famous verse, very important verse. कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्म फलहेतुर्भूर्मा ते संगोऽस्तु अकर्मणि. कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्म फलहेतुर्भूर्मा ते संगोऽस्तु अकर्मणि. कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्म फलहेतुर्भूर्मा ते संगोऽस्तु अकर्मणि. Karmani, karmani, in prescribed duties, eva, certainly, adhikara, right, te, of you, ma, never, phaleshu, in the fruits, kadachana, at any time, ma, never, karma phala, in the results of work, hetu, cause, bhu, become, ma, never, te, of you, sangha, attachment, astu, there should be, akarmani, in not doing the prescribed duties. Translation by Sri Prabhupada. You have right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty. Lord Krishna mentions here three things. You have right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. You never consider yourself the cause of results of your activity. That is second one. Third one, and never be attached to not doing your duty. I'll try to understand these verses. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपात्तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं देवतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री चैतन्य मनोविष्टम स्थापितम येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। श्री रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। So in this chapter 2, we have many sections. We are in almost fourth section. After Arjuna surrendered, after he gave 5 or 6 reasons for not doing the duty from the chapter 1, Arjuna Vishada Yoga, or observing the armies on the battlefield. I don't want to fight because of compassion. I don't want to fight because no enjoyment. I don't want to fight for sinful activity. That particular third reason Lord Krishna is addressing in this particular section, this today's verse, Karmanye Vadikaraste. As well in other verses also, but in that particular sinful activity. And then the fourth, the destruction of dynasty. Then fifth is inaction or Varna Sankara. Then sixth, in the second chapter beginning, Arjuna is giving that I don't know what to do, whether to fight or not fight. So then he surrenders to the Lord Krishna. So that is the 1 to 10 is further doubts of Arjuna. Then from 11 to all the way till 38 or 39 is Sankhya Yoga, or detailed description of the what is body, what is soul, analytical description of body and souls, Sankhya Yoga slash Jnana Yoga. And then he goes on to the next level, Karma Yoga, from chapter verse number 39 to all the way to no, the Sankhya Yoga or Jnana Yoga ends at 30, verse number 30. And 30 to 38, 39 is Karma Yoga. Now we are in the fourth section is Nishkama Karma Yoga. Nishkama Karma Yoga we have to understand clearly, because first we have to understand from this today's verse also there is Karmanya. First we have to understand what is karma. So then we have to understand there are three things Lord Krishna is saying, and then we have to understand the subcategories of it. Then we have to also understand the auspicious and inauspicious. The activities are Subha Karma and Asubh Karma. So it has many of these categories. And before that verse, also Lord Krishna is giving the example, because we have discussed in the Traiguna Vishaya Veda Nistraiguna Bhavarjuna verse, previously 45th. So now 46th verse, Krishna is giving the example to describe what does it mean in simpler terms, in terms of the reservoir of water versus well. In those days, in olden days, nowadays nobody has well, or we may have tanks. But this is a olden days concept in villages. So that example is easy to understand. So that's what Krishna is giving that example. But anyway, the first thing we have to understand here is Lord Krishna seeing Arjuna's Nishkam Karma, we have to understand. We are describing Nishkam Karma. Nishkam Karma is almost, there are three things: Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Upasan Kanda. And within Upasan Kanda, you have Bhakti Yoga as well. Bhakti Yoga. There is worship of demigod, but more so is the worshipping of the Supreme Lord. Karma Kanda already Lord Krishna explained in the fruitive activities work. So karma means prescribed duties. It gives bondage. That is what first karma means. And as per scriptures, there are various injunctions. Some of them are especially kamya karma. That means you are desiring So praja kamastu prajapatinam, indriya kamastu indranam. So if you want enjoy very much union, male and female, then you worship Indra, then you can enjoy as many years, this life, next life, like that. You want to worship good progeny, good children, then you worship Prajapati, Daksha Prajapati, there are many Prajapatis. So like that. So like that, there's a whole list of, if you worship this demigod, you get this result. This is the Kamya Karma. You desiring something, you worship particular demigod, then you get that kind of result. That's a Krishna is giving that also in the previous verses in the Nishkam Karma. Also beginning is giving that example also. And Nishkama Karma Yoga means next level is going one step at a time. Nishkama Karma Yoga means it is almost close to Bhakti because you can see the term Nishkama. It is still work. Nishkama Karma. Still karma is there. First one is karma is prescribed duties as per scripture. Nishkama Karma means without attached results. Is not attached results. That doesn't mean it is Bhakti fully. Because Bhakti means first to begin with, you surrender. You want to really first please Krishna. Then, then what will happen is the next later story. First is you want you surrender, you submit to the Lord, then you do it. That is bhakti. Yeah, doing for the Lord. But in this case, Nishkam, you may not be doing for the Lord. You may not be attached to results. You don't want anything, but still that is not bhakti yet. Uh, Bhagavad Arpita Nishkam. At the end, you may offer, but still it is not exactly bhakti. Bhakti's primary intention is you want to please Krishna. Still, you may have desires, but the primary focus or intention is, and you understand yourself, at least theoretically. Your spirit, soul, your relation with the Supreme Lord is there. Because there are so many people in this world, they may have a lot of money, they may have everything, they may not want anything. They are satisfied, they don't want anything. They will do so many philanthropic activities, feed poor people, and so many things, but they don't want anything in return. They are not expecting anything. So, but that is not bhakti. So, but it is better than just doing desiring something and they want to enjoy themselves always, I and mine. No. Better than that karma is nishkam karma. This is going a step. So in that is what Nishkama Karma. Bhagavad Arpita Nishkama. There is also Nishkama Karma, but the little more is Bhagavad Arpita, almost close to Bhakti, because you are offering the results. But still, that is after. Means you work, you do everything, then something comes, then you may offer. But bhakti means actually first to begin with, you want to offer, you want to please Krishna. That is the main focal point, and you are thinking in relation with Krishna, everything, at least theoretically. You may not be perfect, you are still on the path to go to perfection. But that is the main key difference between the karma, nishkama karma, and bhakti. The slight variations are there, and you have to pay attention to understand the various terminology used. So now in this particular first verse 46, Krishna is describing, after describing three modes of material nature, Krishna is telling first in the 46th, fifth verse, Traigunya Vishaya Veda, Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna, Nirdvando Nitya Sattvasto, Niryoga Kshematma. The main point, Niryoga Kshematma. Be situated in the self. That means you should know that your position is soul, you are not the body, and your relationship is with the Supreme Lord, Super Soul. Be situated in that position always. Be free from the duality, be free from the happiness, distress, anxiety, all these things. Nidvando nitya sattvasto. Nitya sattva asto. That is means be in the eternal constitutional position as servant of Krishna. Be in that position. Because Vedas deal with Traigunya Veda, Vishaya Veda. Our acharyas explain, especially Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains in Rasika Ranjani. He has given a commentary. Various acharyas, Prabhupada has gone so many things, and depending on the verse, most of the times, but Baladev Vidyabhushan's commentary gets repeated most of the place in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Most of the times he is looking at 11 Acharya's commentary, but most of the time Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur commentary, he takes it mostly from in Srimad Bhagavatam. So in this case, Bhagavad Gita, Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains that it explains that these three modes of material nature, Vedas have so many vast subjects. Yajurveda, Samveda, Atharvaveda, Rigveda. But most of the times it deals with related to the material things. Three modes, which means a lot of ignorance, passion. If one is in mode of ignorance, what he will do? So how he will enjoy? How he will come to the next level? Whom we should worship? Like that. So Lord Shiva generally. More, he is not in ignorance, but for them, they should worship Lord Shiva. Mode of passion, they should worship Lord Brahma. Like that. Then, mode of goodness, they should worship demigods. But if somebody wants to go beyond this material world and actually attain ultimate perfection, ultimate happiness, then they should worship Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. So that is a general process. So there, our Acharya explained, Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained that there are two aspects of understanding this. It is explained as Uddishta and Nirdishta. Uddishta means it is directly giving you the ultimate goal of life. Your ultimate goal of life is attaining Krishna, serving Krishna, pleasing Krishna, situated in this constitution position. So that's why the last line is important for 45 verse. That is connecting the 46 today's section. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining this. So Lord Krishna is saying, don't go to Nirdishta. Nirdishta means gives an example also. Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives just like many of us on Gruhastha Ashram. If you remember, after the end of the marriage, Pujari or the assistant to the Pujari will take you and show you Arundhati Nakshatra. So Arundhati Nakshatra is generally small. So first they will show you, see that bright star. Next to that bright star on the left or right, you will see that Arundhati small star. That is Arundhati. Uh, so the here Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives so this is Nirdishta. Nirdishta means three modes of material nature. The Vedas deals with this like this. It doesn't point directly at Krishna, doesn't point directly at the ultimate happiness, doesn't point directly at the spiritual world. How to actually feel ultimate happiness, how to attain spiritual world, how to serve Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu in the spiritual world. It doesn't target. It goes in direct way. First, it says that yeah, if you worship this demigod, you'll get this benefit. You can go on Nandana garden in heavenly planet, and you can enjoy for so many years, and your beautiful angelic woman will be there, and like that, so many details is been given in Vedas. All this, if you worship this demigod, you'll get here. If you do this yoga, then you'll go to the like this higher and higher. More you go up, Janaloka, Maharloka, Tapaloka, more and more higher is there. So then that's what is it. So the Vedas are dealing with it indirect way. By the time you finish, your life is finished. Next life, again you start from there. So it will go on. So that's why don't go in that route. This karma kanda vichar. The previous was 44 and 45. 40 because in the 41st very emphatically Krishna is mentioned Vyavasayatmika buddhi eke kurunandana. Buddhayo Abhyavasayam. One point attention has to be there. There, Prabhupada is writing a very important line. So we all should know that particular paragraph. 40, 41, very prominent paragraph where Prabhupada has taken so seriously by this only. Prabhupada has actually followed, surrendered to, taken Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur's statement as this particular paragraph. Service in Krishna consciousness is, however, best practiced under the able guidance of spiritual master, who is a bona fide representative of Krishna, who knows the nature of a student. So that's why even material education also we go to a teacher and learn. But even it's even more important, supremely important. Who knows the nature of a student and who can guide him to act in Krishna consciousness. So that's why expert training is very much required. As such, to be well versed in Krishna consciousness, one has to act firmly and obey the representative of Krishna. You see that further statement? We have to act firmly and obey the representative of Krishna. And one should accept the instruction of bona fide spiritual master as one's mission in life. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur instructs us in this prayer. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasad. Yasya aprasadat nagati kuta. If you please, if you obey, you follow, and then you get the Krishna. Attain Krishna. You will go to spiritual world. If you don't, it's a aprasada. In case you are not pleasing, you are not serving, you are not obeying, na gati kutopi. You can attain destination. We have to be here in the material world. So very significant. That's the resolute purpose. How it will happen, how we will become enthusiastic, how we will become determined, how we will have patience by doing this. So it should be always under the guidance of spiritual master or his representatives, advanced devotees. And we should be trained in that way. And firmly we should do that and obey. Slowly, gradually will come. It requires practice, but if we are there, if we follow like this under the guidance, then we will come to the perfection. So then that's why then now Krishna is saying, talking about this particular verse, as I explained, Uddishta and Nirdishta in this 42 43, before going to Nishkam Karma Yoga, but he is giving why Nishkam Karma Yoga. Oh Arjuna, you are thinking of result already. Oh, what is going to happen? Sinful activity will come. Oh, how will I enjoy? I can't enjoy. If all my family members are going to be killed, then whom I am going to enjoy? So all these reasons. That's why Krishna is telling, giving these examples, telling that you are after this flowery language of the Vedas. You are too much attached to this results, what's going to happen. Uh, and then he gives that particular, and then he's talking about what Vedas generally deal with. So you're talking about morality, you are talking about various religious formularies mentioned in the Karma Kanda, which are in the Vedas, most of the Vedas, majority of the Vedas, like portion of the Vedas. No, you should come out of the two. You have to go to the next level. You are not in the ABCD level. You are a great Kshatriya coming from Kunti Maharani Pandu. They are not at the basic level. You are much more advanced. You cannot act like this. That is the first thing Krishna did, chastised. Uh, this is not expected of you. You better act at your level. Don't act at a lower level. Because when you go to work, you are expected to work at a certain level. What is your position according to title? You are supposed to act not low than that. Act at least at your level. If you work above level, that's even more good, more better. But at least your level, that is expected. Same thing here. Krishna expected Arjuna to act at least. He thinks that you are not at the bhakti platform, but I think that you are supposed to act at least basically at the level of Nishkama Karma Yoga. 2.47 is a crucial verse because Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, Arjuna, you are at this level. At least you operate at this level. Then gradually you will come to the perfection. If you act at least in the 2.47 Nishkama Karma Yoga, then you will come to perfection. This is what you need. Don't act on the lower level. Don't be attached to this karma kanda vichar. After explaining this, then Krishna is giving the example verse. So the Uddishta Nirdishta, you all understand Uddishta means directly pointing, this is your goal. You are going to attain. Spiritual world, you will get to attain your ultimate happiness. uh, and then you go there. So you follow that process. That is directly. Srimad Bhagavatam is giving, Bhagavad Gita is giving, is 15.15 is clearly telling. The whole purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to bring us, to reform us, revive our original consciousness and our original relationship with Krishna and show that exactly the ultimate goal and the path to that goal, how you can attain it. That is the whole purpose of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto. All living entities, I am there as super soul in the heart of each and every living entity, especially human being. So this is Matta Spritir Gnanam Upavanancha. Especially those who want to understand me, I am giving you the intelligence, Matta Spritir, I am giving the remembrance. But those who doesn't want me, then I am giving the forgetfulness. They can enjoy the three modes of material nature and the Vedas and attract to the Veda. They want to go to the higher planet. That's what they will do because I am giving forgetfulness. They don't want me. So then I am giving that kind of ignorance. But whoever wants me, then I'm giving directly Uddishta. Whoever doesn't want me, I'm showing the other paths. Okay. You want to be at the lower level, then you do Nirdishta. That means indirectly. You will come after so long, years, so many lifetimes. We don't know how long that will be. So that is Nirdishta. Uddishta, Nirdishta. Uddishta is directly pointing to the ultimate truth. Nirdishta is pointing to the indirect way. So very long process of taking the stairs in Empire State Building. You'll be tired. So it won't work. Especially in Kali Yuga, it is extremely difficult. It takes long. So in that way, Krishna is giving that particular example here, and then he is giving example is river water and ocean, the rivers, not rivers, the well and lake. That is example. Yavan Artha Udapane, Sarvata Sam Udapane means well. Like at least I used to have well, used to have at our home. So there used to be many wells. One is for washing well, one is for drinking water, one is to for the animals to bathe, one is to brush the teeth. Like that, there used to be so many different wells. Mm. But if instead of all that, so many people, so many places they have to go. Rather, the Vedas are like that. Uh, you have to do for each and every. Oh, I want good children, then I have to worship this. If I want another thing, I have to worship this demigod. So like this. But if you worship the same thing with the Supreme Lord, Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, you will get all those benefits. At the same time, you will be purified as well, and you will get the ultimate happiness. Also. So all in. यथा दुःखम् अयत्नता देहयोगेन देहिनाम् what is it? Brahmasaukyam hi anantam. Brahmasaukyam hi anantam. Where you will get the ultimate, unlimited happiness. Anantam means no. Anandamayo Vyasat is the Vedanta Sutra, one of them. That is the ultimate when you follow this process of bhakti. And our Vishwanath Chakravarti or Baladev Vidyabhushan is giving the example. Like the bhakti is compared with what was the example he was giving? Um, I think the sun and the cloud. Yeah, the sun when it is not covered with anything, is bright without any tinge. So the bhakti is like that. It's very bright, fully conscious, and it gives fully enlightenment. We will be always awake and enlightened. So that's what we have to, if we follow this process. But otherwise, the karma kanda, gnana kanda, yoga kanda, whatever other process you take, then it is covered with clouds. Sometimes you may be, because it has laid with pious and impious, both are there in it. It doesn't let you go out of this material world. Karma kanda means you will go up and down and enjoy. As soon as enjoyment credit is done, you come down again. Sometimes lower planets also, lower, not even human birth. That will be the result. Jnana Kanda, after so long practice, so many years and lifetimes, then you enter into Brahmana evolution, then again you fall down from there also. Because you can't stay there. You have to move up or come down. You can't say that place is not to eternally because there is no variety, there is no person to interact. That is the process. Jnana is. Yogis merging into, not Brahmana, merging into the body of Mahavishnu. That is even more dangerous. Again you come back. That also. So in this way, so only for bhakti when somebody, all these process, they have to come finally to bhakti. This karma, yoga, jnana, yoga, ashtanga yoga, they have to come to bhakti. Then only they can enter into the spiritual world. So that's why in this verse, Krishna is telling that indirect, don't go indirect way, come directly. So instead of performing this demigod worship, it's all right. That is your level. That's what you choose to desire to. Then no one can say anything. You can go on doing it. They are also order carriers of the Lord. They are representatives of the Lord. But it is not the direct way. It is not intelligent way. Krishna is, let's put it that way. It is not intelligent. So as Krishna explains in the seventh chapter, from knowledge of the absolute truth chapter, Krishna is giving that. So verse number 20, between verse number 20 and 30, is clearly telling they are not intelligent. They are worshipping demigods. Because it's going to be temporary results. That also has to be confirmed by Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna in the heart of demigod. They are not independent. They can't give the direct results unless Lord sanctions it. So all these are there. So that's why now in this verse, Krishna is telling that instead of going to all these river waters and so many places, so much time you have to spend, rather you directly go to a lake, in a big lake. Which lake I went other day? So long lake. I think while going to Virginia DC or the I think it is Delaware River maybe probably. No, what was the lake? I forget. I'm forgetting the one lake. I think Chicago Lake. It is so huge, big lake. I forget what they call that lake. It's not Delaware Lake. Some lake they call. It is very long, it's almost 4 or 5 miles we're going downtown. The whole it's a long lake. So that's how it used to be in India, especially I've seen. So where the people, some place they will pick up the drinking water. It used to be like because well, we used to have well that it used to be sweet water. It changed into salt water later on. So that can happen in well. That can happen, but in for lake it doesn't happen. It will be constant. If it is sweet water lake, then it will be sweet water lake all the time. So one place they will wash the buffaloes, one place men will bathe, one place women will bathe, one place they will take the drinking water like that. All the purposes can be solved just by one lake. They don't need to go anywhere else for all purposes. So, but otherwise, then you have to go so many places. It takes so long to get actually, and then it has the actions and reactions. It has happiness, distress, and the bondage. So that's what Krishna is telling that this example. Akama sarvakama va mokshakam udarati tivrena bhakti yogena ejeta purusha param. So rather, even if you are full of desires, akama, you have no desire, still worship Lord Vishnu. Sarvakama, you have full desire, still worship Lord Vishnu. Mokshakama, you want liberation, still worship Lord Vishnu. Tivrena bhakti udharati. So, if you intensify the practice of worshipping Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, your desires will be fulfilled. Just like there's a place, Dhruva planet. Dhruva Maharaj had a great desire. I want greater kingdom than his father Uttanapada, even better than his father Swayambhu even better than that Lord Brahma. Three levels. Even better than Lord Brahma, he wanted. Greater than great grandfather. So then Lord Vishnu has given. However, then he said, no, I don't want. So then Lord, anyway you came with the desire, I will satisfy it. And that Dhruva planet is Vaikuntha. In this world, in the material world, we have few of the places like that. One is that Dhruva planet. There are living entities there also. Because those who are not fully at different levels. There is also what is that Ramapriya, the planet Ramapriya place in the material world, and there is obviously Brahmalok also. Almost as good as is not it is about to. When Brahma leaves the Brahma finishes his 100 years life, then most of the time, majority of the time, along with Brahma, the living entities there, they will go back to Vaikuntha most of the time. So, but there will be sometimes variations are there, but most of the time they go because they are already at that level, operating at highest consciousness. So they will go naturally. So Dhruva planet is eternal planet. They are not in conditioned happiness. But before they go to this Ramapriya also, Lord Vishnu is there. In Brahmaloka, Lord Vishnu is there. And I don't remember the name of that form of Lord Vishnu. Ramapriya, Lord Vishnu is there. Patalok with Bali Maharaj, Lord Vishnu is there. These are all like Vaikuntha, as good as Vaikuntha. Dhruva planet also, Lord is there. So and they will go before they are perfected themselves, enter into spiritual world. Living entities will be taken there and will be trained, and then they will enter into the spiritual world. So this is the process. When one follows this Tivrena Bhakti Yogena, then they will be trained here. And if at all they had some things left at the end of leaving this body, they will be taken there and they will be trained there. Where so depending on which form we are interested, what rasa we have, what relationship we have, whether Sankaras, Dasaras, Sankaras, Vatsalas, Madhuras, accordingly in that particular form will be given with that, and particular devotee will be there in that rasa, and that particular training will be given, and so that real devotion service starts there. Because the actual devotion service, real service starts when you enter into spiritual world. Brahma Bodha Prasanna Atma Na Sochita Na Kamti Samas Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhaktim Lavate Param. That's when you come to Brahma Bhuta stage, as it is mentioned, Brahmanasya Vijanata. In this verse, Yavan Ardha Udapane Sarvata Samplutodake Tavan Sarveshu Vedeshu. All the purposes are solved by worshipping Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna directly. Don't go in the indirect way. And then he's telling he is actually intelligent person. Brahmanasya Vijanata. Vijanata means Vishesha Janata. He knows the real confidential, the secrets, the details of the Vedas, Vedanta Sutras, Upanishads. He understood. He is Brahmana. Means Brahma Janati. He has understood actually himself, his original position as a constitutional position in relation with Supreme Lord, as spirit soul, and is in relation with Super Soul, Supreme Lord. He knows his relationship. He has understood that. He has realized it. He may be on the path to go attain perfection, but still, at least he has theoretically realized he's practicing on that one. He is actually intelligent person. So, and with that, so the intelligent person will directly worship the Lord, and he will start performing this bhakti. So, that is what Krishna is telling in this verse with that example. So Arjuna is telling basically Arjuna. So he have given many formulary various results because he has shown he is my Bhishma Drona, my this, how can I fight with them? They are my gurus. And so he has given like that so many reasons. The first five reasons all he is giving on the religious formula because there are so many dharma, 20 dharma shastras are there before coming to Vedas. The Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, there are these Dharma Shastras. Many people follow India. So much rituals are there. But that is at a very basic lower level. So Arjuna was giving all these things. But then Krishna is bringing him to the next level, higher and higher consciousness. Now he speaks the very, very important verse. That this is the verse, it is clear. 46th verse, why Krishna is speaking this particular example to point out what is how the Vedas are dealing with is giving so many sacrifices. Yes, you can drink this, eat this, enjoy like this. But because there is a consciousness, as Bhaktivinoda Thakur again explains in a different way, there are five levels of consciousness of living entities. Means it all living entities, not just human beings. First two are lower living entities. First level is trees, plants, creepers. That is called Avrutta Chetana consciousness. Means it is what it is called covered consciousness. Yeah, first one is covered consciousness. Trees, plants are fully covered. Fully, their consciousness is fully covered. They can only eat with their feet. Padapa, they are called. When you put water at the root, they suck the water. That's how they sustain their life. The next level is the shrunken consciousness. Sankuchita. First one is Avrutta Chetana, Sankuchita Chetana, shrunken consciousness. That is like the birds, reptiles, and others. Next level. They have more higher consciousness than the trees because they can move, they can eat, and they don't need to stand at one place. So a little bit higher, but it is not fully shrunken consciousness. First one is fully covered. Second one is little bit shrunken consciousness. And the third level is now third, fourth, fifth are human beings. Third one is um, budding consciousness. Budding consciousness. Next one is bubbling consciousness. Third one is Mukulita. Mukulita, Vikasita, I forget the third one, which is budding. First one is budding consciousness. So, budding consciousness is awakening. Just like he might be attached to these three modes of material nature. He might be performing karma kanda, which are. So, that is a budding consciousness. Yeah, some consciousness. Yes, at least some realization is there. Oh, this is not good. At least, even though he may be in mode of ignorance also, but at least he knows this is positive, this is negative. I will be arrested. I will be punished if I do this. He has some understanding, at least basic, little bit as a human being. That is at the beginning level, third type of consciousness. So that is budding consciousness. The fourth one is a bubbling consciousness. Bubbling consciousness. That is a mukulita chetana. So or Vikasita Chetana. So, first one is, I think, third one is Vikasita Chetana, budding, and the next one is Mukulita. Mukulita means like just lotus opens up and the sun comes like that, but not fully, halfway. Mukulita Chetana, that is the fourth consciousness, which means is in a passion, like goodness. So, consciousness is awakened at least. He knows what is what. So, what if you do this, what reactions you get? At least he has some idea. So, then further is the Purna Vikasita. This is what Krishna consciousness means. Purna Vikasita. So you'll practice, you may be Sakam Bhakta, like the demigods are considered Sakam Bhakta. They are also practicing. But so the Krishna is telling in the 46th, 45th, 46th verse, 45th last line, Brahmana Vijanata, and 46th verse, Krishna is telling basically, you perform Nishkama Karma Yoga, Bhagavad Arpita Nishkama Karma Yoga, and gradually come to the process of bhakti. Don't be attached to the results. That is what practically is showing us that particular point. This is what bubbling. Come to this, at least the fourth and fifth. Don't operate on the first, second, third, completely ignorant on the third level. But at least come to as a human being, this is expected. Um, that verse is there from Mahabharata, Shanti Parva. What is this? Ahar Nidra Vahimaitunancha Samannametat Pasubir Naranam Adhikas Tesho. Forgetting the last two lines. Basically, it is saying that as a human being, you are expected to act more than higher than all other living species because they are not of conscious. So a higher consciousness is being given to realize you are the spirit soul, not of the body. So we have to act. So that's why Krishna is giving these particular examples and understanding. Now the very famous verse, important verse. Karmanyevadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbhur matesu angostu akarma. First we have to understand is what is karma. Karma means prescribed duty according to the scriptures. Shastra, sadhu, guru. According to that, we have to work. It has still bondage. And so that karma is defined as one first category, first high level. We have to understand. Subha, asubha. Pious, impious. Subha, asubha, cheti. Karma hetavaha. Sridhar Swami explains. Canto 7 in Srimad Bhagavatam, there are 10 subject matters. Each canto represents something. All the 12 cantos represent subject matter. The seventh canto is called Utaya. Utischa Proktana Karma Anusarina. I forgot the full line. Where it is mentioned, Utischa means fruitive mentality, fruitive activity. So in that, then he defines that Subha Asubha Cheti Karma Vivida Karma Hetavaha. This karma has Subha, auspicious activity, Asubha, inauspicious activities. Either you do this Subha or Asubha. Both of them creates a bondage. You have to be in the material world only. You can't go up high, enter into spiritual world with auspicious, inauspicious. This karma is divided into these two high level categories. That is first thing. That Subha karma, how you can create Mahat Anugraha, then you create Subha karma, auspicious. Actually, you will create actually bhakti credit. You will get bhakti credits. Mahat Anugraha. By the association of a pure devotee, you get the blessings, you associate with him, then you get auspicious results. And but if you offend, if you do the opposite, then Mahat Kopa, then you get the inauspicious, just like the Jaya and Vijay, hmm, offending four Kumaras when they entered. Other example is the Sober Muni, as restricted from what is Garuda entering entering into that lake and eating because somebody has approached Kali approached Saubra Muni. So and the Saubra Muni thought, I am a great yogi, I can do this. Don't worry, I'll take care of you. And then because Garuda is the carrier of Lord Vishnu, is an associate of Lord Vishnu. You may be a great yogi. When you try to obstruct a pure devotee of the Lord, then you will be immediately. And then immediately he went and got married. Great yogi. Immediately after that, immediately the fruity mentality comes in the heart. So that's Mahat Kopat. Mahat Anugrahat creates auspiciousness. Mahat Kopat will create inauspiciousness. So that's we are done. This is in Canto 7, Narsinga Charita, Prahlad Charita. This is explained by Sridhar Swami. Is defining what is this Vutich. Vuti means fruitive activity, fruitive mentality. Subha auspicious and unauspicious. Now, from this verse, so here the karma, Prabhupada explained karmanyevadika. First thing is Krishna is telling Arjuna, you are in this status. Your position is this. You are not. Your position is not of the lower status. You better act in this particular verse, in this part. What is that? You have a right to perform your duty as a kshatriya. You are supposed to fight. You should do your duty. That is the first thing. But Don't be attached to the result. You are entitled to do the duty as a Kshatriya, but don't be attached to results, because minute you are attached to results, then you will be the cause, and that will create bondage. So that's because Arjuna was telling, oh, it will incur sinful, but that means he's already seeing, oh, how will I enjoy? So because that means he's thinking that if they will be killed, let's say I am victorious, they will be killed, then I can't enjoy it because they are not there. I'm only we are there. All of them are my family members, fathers, grandfathers, grandsons at different levels, and I can't enjoy it. So that means he's seeing already the results. He's attached to results. So that the proper use example. It's like a bank teller. Bank teller, some people credit, some people debit it. For him, it doesn't. For him or her, it doesn't matter. So he's not looking at, oh, so much money is taken away today. Nobody is depositing. No, for him, he will just continue to work. So he's not attached to the result. So in that way, one should work. Or the other example Prabhupada gives is like in the government. We all pay taxes, so now is the tax time. So when we pay the tax, generally, especially in India, I don't know how it works. In here, especially, the money goes to the central place and then it gets distributed. This much percentage for road, this much percentage for the school, this much percentage for this. So it gets distributed. So in that way, what Krishna is telling here, you are entitled to work. You should do your duty, but the result should be offered first to the Supreme Lord. Don't be attached. Whatever comes, you offer. You think that that is belong to Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. Then it will come to you because Lord Vishnu is not going to keep. He will give you. He will make because he is the maintainer. So he is the enjoyer, supreme maintainer, supreme controller. Obviously, he will give. So because you are offering bhoga, he is giving prasad, is he taking away? He is giving back to us only. But that is what. But if you are attached, no, no, this is mine. I am the one who has done this great work, so I should get. Then immediately you will move on this. Because you are cause of the result. You are attached to results. Immediately you are up to the bondage. That's why Krishna is telling Arjuna, you should do fight, but don't think of the result. Don't be attached to result. Result, leave it up to me. That is that is my business. That is my business. Your business is only to fight on my order. Karmanyevadhikaraste. That adhikar is to do the duty, karma, act, prescribed duty as per Shastra. Evadhikar, ma phaleshu. Ma means not, don't be attached to results. Ma phaleshu kadachana. That is the first and second point. And then he is telling, ma karma phala hetur bhur. And ma testu sangostu akarmani. That means don't be the cause of the activity either. So, means you don't be the cause of that particular result either. So that is that second thing. Then the third thing is then you may think that, oh, it is going to be difficult. This result will be something. Then I don't want. If I don't want to, if you are saying that you are not entitled to the work, you are not entitled to the result. I'm going to get $1,000 or $10,000, $1,000,000. I cannot enjoy that. I will take it away. Then why should I work? And the Prabhupada gives example. In our time, I'm printing books and distributing books. These book sellers, or they used to tell the government is taking all the tax. We don't want to sell your books. Prabhupada gives that example. So now see, because this is a Prabhupada also makes a statement there. What is that? Proprietorship turns sand into gold. As soon as because if you feel that you are the proprietor, you are the business owner, then immediately, because you are saying what I'm going to get, how I can increase my business, how I can increase my money, is always thinking. So every opportunity is looking how to get more and more. So automatically, if he doesn't get, then will he do business? No, he does not do that business where he doesn't get money. He's putting effort, but he's not getting money. So that bookseller, they don't want to, because money is pretty much most of the percentage was taken away by the government. Then what is use of me selling? Like I'm not getting anything. But for Prabhupada, no, whether you get or not, this is for the this is for the highest welfare work. So Prabhupada, that was Prabhupada's point. So that means he's attached results. That in that way Prabhupada explained. So don't be the cause of the results, cause of the activity. You just do as Krishna says. I am ordering you to fight. You just do that. Don't think anything else. And at the same time, don't be. That is a positive side of it. Negative side of it. It means you are thinking, oh, I may get this, so I should do it. Then you will be bondage. That is positive side of it because you are seeing, oh, good result is coming. But the negative side of it is, no, no, I don't want to do it. It's too difficult. It's not going to work because nothing is there for me. No benefit for me. Why should I do it? So it is negative. So both positive, negative, both are bondage. So Krishna is telling all these three things. But now the further more deeper point, Krishna is telling here. First, karma. This karma here, three things are mentioned. Prabhupada is elaborating in the purport. First one is prescribed duties. That is what karma means. Then next one is telling akarma means inaction, not doing the duties. Second one is telling don't be cause. That means capricious work. That means against the authority. Hmm? Against the authority. Means Krishna is telling you should fight. But what Arjuna was telling in the beginning, I do not fight. That is caprice. That means Shastra is telling everybody has to do swadharma. Because as per your, you may be Brahmana, you may be Kshatriya, you may be Vaisya, you may be Sudra. Based on your quality, not necessarily your birth. Not by birth. Chaturvarna Mayasana Guna Karma Vibhagasa. Your administrative class, intelligent class is the brain, that is Brahmana. It is not a birth thing. It is a designation based on your quality, what consciousness you carry. That is what it defines as. So that the head is generally intelligent, so that is called Brahmana, intelligent class. Then you have second one is administrative class. The hands represent that is Kshatriya, consciousness. That is second level, administrative class. And third level, that means generally the Brahmana is in the mode of goodness. Kshatriya is the second level, that is passion and goodness. And the third level is Vaishya, is ignorance and passion. That is the third level, belly, stomach. And the fourth level, that is the worker class, business class, sorry, business class. And the last one, Sudra, that is worker class, that is legs. So these four different departments for body to work, four different departments has to be there. So Krishna is telling prescribed duties. All these four different departments, Brahmana has prescribed duty. He cannot work under anybody. He is Ejanyajan Patan Patan Dana Pratigna. He is supposed to learn. He is supposed to teach others. First, he learn himself, educate, culture, train under another Brahmana. Then you train others. You teach others. Not expecting any remuneration, not attached to any results. Whatever comes, we accept it. If 1 lakh rupees come, it is to be same day. You don't keep anything. That's so generally found. Nowadays, it's not the case. But this is the original case. They're not expected. They don't keep anything. They're not attached to anything. They're fully controlled senses. Sama, Dhamma, Titiksha, Arjam, Brahma, Karma, Svabhajam. Few verses are there in Bhagavad Gita explaining the position of a Brahmana. So that in that way, so each of these varnas has particular duties. This is called prescribed duties. Swadharma, according to your consciousness or quality, according to your quality. This is one level. This is based on the body you got with. Because three modes of material nature is there. And different people have different consciousness. So accordingly, you are supposed to do certain work. Because if you don't do work, the third point Krishna is telling, in action, if you think, oh, it will be too dangerous, too difficult, I'm not getting anything, I don't want to do. Then Krishna is telling that's actually devil's workshop. Because if you are going to sit, you maybe even forest or wherever you will go, it will be devil's workshop. That is so much depression is there in this world, especially in the US. India also, some cases it's starting, but US it's more because too much anxiety, too much pressure, peer pressure, and whatnot, so many things. So that's why, we suggest, if they cannot, study more than what they can, we should not force. You keep suggesting, telling them to improve children, but that's about we should leave at some level because if you do too much pressure, it's not a good sign. It's not good for children. They can take too much pressure. So that's the Krishna is telling in the third point also. Don't be in action. That will be if your empty brain is devil's workshop. So you can't because you have to eat. Your food has to go inside. You have to work. You have to do some work. Whatever consciousness you have, this Brahman, Kshatriya, Sudra. So that is what Krishna is telling that you must do duty, prescribed duty, according to your four different departments. This Swadharma, but there is also Parodharma that is above. That is Krishna consciousness. But here we are first understanding the Nishkam Karma. We are not at Bhakti yet. That is next stage. Krishna is going to explain in this chapter. But in this particular verse, he is talking about Nishkam Karma, where he is defining first prescribed duty according to Shastra, according to your Varna and Ashram. You should do your duty, not attached to the results. That is telling. The second thing he is telling, the second category is capricious work, which means you don't want to follow authority. Shastra says this, that you should perform this work. You are Kshatriya, you should fight. And if you don't do it, that is capricious work. So Arjuna is telling, I don't want to fight, simple activity. Krishna is telling, no, actually not doing your activity as a Kshatriya, that is your simple activity. It is the opposite. Because this is you are trying to do capricious work. You are not doing prescribed duty. Rather, you are doing a capricious work, which is not, that is not your position. The lineage you are coming in, you are supposed to act at least at the Nishkam Karma, not attach result and follow the scripture, follow the authority, follow the Brahmanas guidance. Because you are Kshatriya, you are not Brahmana. So you should be guided by a Brahmana. So Pandavas are guided by Daumya, Vyasdev, so many. They are always guided. But in this position, Bhagavad Gita has to be spoken. Arjuna is in that position, acting in that particular position. So that is the first one is prescribed duty, second one is capricious work, and then the third one is inaction. So that means not doing it. The negative side of it. Because it's I'm not getting any return. So then why should I do the work? So not doing the activity. So that is also bondage. That is also bondage. Prescribed duties is a bondage. And then the last one is also bondage. The middle one is capricious. Obviously, that is also bondage. Auspicious, inauspicious. Then obviously, but this prescribed duties is better because in that there are again three categories, subcategories. It is called prescribed duty or regulated activities. These regulated activities or prescribed duties are three different subdivisions. What are those? Prabhupada explains that Nitya karma, Naimitya karma, Kamya karma. Out of these three, the dangerous is Kamya karma. Kamya karma means that you are desiring. You are always desiring this thing. I want this, I want that, I want to enjoy like this, I want to enjoy like that. Then this goes on. Then that is dangerous because that will cause because in simple activities. You knowing unknowingly also, not only knowingly as human being also. That is explained in I think in one of the verse. I don't know which verse purport or in the class Prabhupada is explaining. Pancha Mahasuna, five kinds of sinful activities human being will perform, knowingly, unknowingly, because this is natural. As you drink water, there are germs. As you cook, there are germs there in the fire, in the water. As you broom, there are germs there. So, like that, five natural activities what we do regularly. In all these five places, you are killing different living entities. So, naturally, we are incurring sinful activities. That is called Pancha Maha Papa, Pancha Maha Suna. And then for that, there are different five kinds of sacrifices. Also, Pancha Mahayajna is to counteract that particular simple activity is also been given. But as soon as one performs this Nishkam Karma and Bhakti Yoga, either of them, it gives, they don't need to again perform so many other things, ritualistic activities, because naturally they get purified. So there is a Kamya Karma has to be reduced, minimized, finally avoided, because that will cause more and more bondage, more and more suffering, Kamya Karma. So the other two categories is Nitya Karma, Naimitya Karma. What is that? Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains this. I think Bhaktivinoda Thakur or Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. I think no. But yeah, Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains in Jaiva Dharma. This as per elaborating on Nitya Karma and Naimitya Karma, also auspicious, inauspicious, Subha, Asubha. Even Sridhar Swami explains, also Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Various acharyas explains in the throat. Sometimes it's in Bhagavatam, sometimes directly on Gita translations, commentaries. So in this case, Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains in Jaiva Dharma that Nitya Karma means chanting the holy names of the Lord, reading the scriptures, because by reading the scriptures, Shastra, you get Gnana. The knowledge is necessary. In the previous verse we read, the one paragraph from 41 verse, there on the 42, it's clearly mentioned. The perfect knowledge, the knowledge will be attained. Knowledge is needed to come from Karmadikari to Jnanadhikari, because you have to purify our mentality, consciousness, dirtiness. Then it will start making sense. Then your brain is getting purified. Then you'll understand. Initially, you may not understand. After so much hearing, so much reading, then it will make sense. Initially, same Bhagavad Gita only, same chapter we might have read ourselves, but it didn't make any sense. We are not able to apply it. We read, but it didn't sink in. But if you more you keep on hearing in the association of devotees and keep on reading it yourself, then gradually after that credits, some particular credits, percentage of credit has come into our account, then slowly it will reveal us. Inside the heart will be revealed. We will get realizations. Oh, this is what we have to do. This is how it is done. Oh, that's why I can feel the change. I can feel the consciousness. So many things will happen. As you progress more and more, you can feel that further and further and further. The consciousness will get even more and more brighter and brighter to the fully blossomed consciousness. So that's why the Nitya Karma means all the devotional activities. Every day. Nitya means every day. The chanting, the reading, the hearing, the service, all these things are Nitya Karma to be done. Naimitya Karma means occasional, like Ekadasi, on Ekadasi you fast, or Shraddha ceremony, your father's passing away once a year, people do. So that you do like that. Our festival comes, like we are getting next festival, March 24th is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appearance, Gaur Purnima. Or before that, March 8th or 9th is Shivratri, Lord Shiva's appearance day. And then before that, next week, Thursday is February 29th is Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur's appearance, Avirbhav Tithi, 150th anniversary of appearance. That is on that particular week, we'll have, I think, Lord Narasimhadev wing is being opened in Sridham Mayapur in Temple of Vedic Planet, or TOVP, world largest, highest, biggest, and very, very important project. This is the desire of Sriman Nityananda Prabhu. This is the desire of Sriman Nityananda Prabhu, carried out, shown by Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, and then Sri Prabhupada. Sri Prabhupada has given the sketch and so many details. Has given, has told, especially my Guru Maharaj, is on the Dev Talks, Guru Maharaj has clearly told so about this and others, few others, has given clearly how it should be. There should be Vedic planetarium. My Guru Maharaj is handling that particular piece. Vedic. There are two aspects. One is Vedic plan. Through Vedic Srimad Bhagavatam, it is explained how this universe is, everything is working, how these planets are rotating, how everything is working. All this must be scientifically put in place, so that when the whole world comes to Mayapur Dham, not just Indians, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why this TOVP is a significant project to establish, to bring everybody to Krishna consciousness, all walks of life, all kinds of people, not just one. It's not just any particular religion. Everybody, pretty much. So to give the essence and understand, they can practice their own religion, but they will be able to come to that perfection. Like Christian religion this morning, Guru Maharaj was giving class, he is explaining that. When he went to church and he was explaining, he was not talking, he was talking from their own scriptures. The first commandment of Jesus Christ is love God. So this love God is explained in our scriptures much more detail. You already know this is what you have to develop love. That means how you will develop love. Then he's explaining from our scriptures how you develop it. You already have it. You just need to know. And you have Ghost, Holy Spirit, and God servant or God is there. But you don't know what is God's name, where does he do, what does he do, what are the activities, what are the relations, you don't know. So you know God, but you don't know Holy Spirit. What is the soul? What is the characteristics? So what are the rasas? We don't know. So he was explaining. So he got a very good reception. People were able to understand it and appreciate it. So because different levels, people are in different religion, they are at different levels. So that's why at different times these knowledge is given to differently at different levels of people throughout the world by different representatives of the Lord. Jesus Christ is one representative. Prophet Muhammad is another representative. Then Guru Maharaj was also telling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself directly quoted Quran, how the Lord is person. Majority of the portions, actually it is opposite. Majority of the portion of Quran is person, talking about personal form. Impersonal form only in few places it is mentioned. But now the thing is, now everything is impersonal. They think Lord doesn't have a form. Allah. Because there, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains that Allah is compassionate, Allah is have so many qualities. If he is not a person, then how can we say that he is compassionate? Can we say this light? Guru Maharaj giving example. Light, you can say that he is compassionate, is merciful. So no, you can't say. If he is a person, then only you attribute all these qualities. So in this way, all these people will come and there will be. Now itself, there are so many Muslims practicing, so many Christians background they are practicing. Uh, They also have, you explain also rosary beads. We chant 108 beads. They have rosary beads, 50, exactly half of it, 54, 54, 54 beads in the rosary. They also chant generally Jesus' name or, you know, forgive our sins, different ways they chant on these rosary beads. So they all these ways they have, but depending on their level of consciousness, what they can do, what they cannot do, what they can understand, accordingly, the particular knowledge at particular level, particular instructions, commandments, different tenets were given to them, so that they can practice and gradually come to the next level. So finally, they all will be able to come to enter into spiritual world. Finally, they have to practice bhakti only, but it takes long time. So just like worship demigod, they will also send to this process, highest process. But depending on where we are, then accordingly they will guide. So if you are too much attached, they will still continue to guide you, give blessings. But if they are really want the highest thing, then they will guide. So Lord Shiva will guide, Ganesha, everybody will guide actually to come to this highest Krishna consciousness. So, but it's just a matter of time, whether in this life or next life. So, but different levels of consciousness. So that's how we have to understand this whole theology, Vaishnava theology, and all other particular religions. We have to have the broader vision. And we're coming back to this Nitya Karma, Naimitya Karma, and Kamya Karma. First one is prescribed duty, capricious work in action. Uh, that means, according to the religious principles, Shastra, Sadhu, Guru authority, you follow, you do the activity, that is prescribed duty. If you don't do it, you violate, you reject, you don't follow the authority, Shastra, then that is capricious work. The third one is not doing any activity, completely rejecting it in action. No, you don't even want to do any activity because I'm not getting any benefit out of it. I don't want to do it. That was Arjuna was telling that I don't want to do. Because today, how can I kill Bhishma, Drona? All this, they are all my relatives. They are my important people. I can't. So that is in action. So, but Krishna is saying, no, that is not your position. Your natural position is in Nishkam Karma. In this particular verse, you better act at least at that level. That is what Krishna is indicating here. And is indicating to all of us. At least we should operate on Nishkam, Bhagavad Arpita, Nishkam Karma Yoga level. So that will be beneficial. Then we will come to the, at least our bondage will be minimized. Gradually we will get purified and we will be happy, peaceful, and then gradually it will increase and increase and increase. We will gradually come to from Bhagavad Artha Nishkam Karma Yoga into Bhakti uh, platform gradually by following it. That's a gradual process. That's why Krishna is systematically explained because initially we may be karmis. We want to, we have so many desires and you worship demigod. Then gradually, when you associate with devotees and you practice, gradually you come to Nishkam Karma. Then gradually you will enter into Bhakti platform. So initially maybe just Nishkam, Bhagavad Arpita Nishkam Karma Yoga, Sakama Bhaktas. But actually the Vedas are trying to point out that what is it? Nishka, what is it? Sakama Bhakta, Nirguna Bhakti. Nirguna Bhakti. That's what actually Veda's ultimate goal is to point out Nirguna Bhakti. That means you're not attached to, you're not want to do anything to get some result. So no material things. So Lord has no material qualities. He is Nirakar. That doesn't mean he doesn't have material. He has spiritual qualities. He has spiritual form. He has spiritual eyes, spiritual hands, spiritual legs. Whatever form he may appear as a fish or tortoise, whatever form. Every time he is spiritual. His body is never changed. He doesn't have any material form. That is why he is Nirguna, Nirakar. In that way, we have to understand. So that is what actually Veda's main purpose is, to teach this Nirguna Bhakti only. So, uh, but the Sakama Bhakti also, that is also Bhakti, but that means with desires. Like demigods are considered under Sakama Bhakti. Four kinds of people worship the Lord. Chaturveda Bhajante Mam in 7th chapter, Krishna explains. That is that category. So the prescribed duties, capricious work, inaction. Within prescribed duties, you have Nitya Karma, Naimitya Karma, Kama Karma. Ideally, we should perform under prescribed duties, Nitya Karma, Naimitya Karma. Slowly, gradually, we have to come to that perfection. That is what mainly this particular verse, very important verse, how we have to understand this verse. And the examples are there. Like look at Maharaj Priyavrata. Gotana had two sons, Swayambhu Manu, first Manu. Each time Brahma, one day, 14 Manus change. One day is 1000 yuga cycles. Within that, 14 Manus change. Like right now in the 51st, uh, 51st year of Lord Brahma, 51st or 53rd. Dvitiya Prardhe, it is called. Svetavaraha Kalpe, Vaivasvata Manvantare. This Sankalpa is done whenever we do the ignas. So that is Dvitiya Prardha means second. He has 100 years is divided into two sections, two halves. His first 50 years is done already. Is in the second Prartha. That means 51st or 53rd year. That is what is running right now. Brahma's life is that is his age right now. 51st or 53rd year in his term, not our 53rd year. So that is that is no. His age is much more, very long, very long. 53rd year. So Dvitiya Prartha, Svetavara, and each Brahma's day has 30 kalpas. So that is Sveta Varaha. Right now, the Kalpa is going on. Lord Varaha has appeared in white and red. So right now, this is Sveta when Lord appeared, that particular Kalpa is going on. Sveta Varaha Kalpa. When Lord Varaha appeared in white color. Why was Manu? The first Manu is Swayambhu Manu. So 14 Manus change. In one day of Brahma, 1000 yuga cycles are there. That means four yuga, Satya Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, sorry, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. These are the four yuga cycles. And each yuga has a certain qualities, certain age limits, how long people live, what consciousness they will have, generally, general mood, general culture, everything is different. Kali Yuga is the worst and the last, everything is deteriorated basically. The age wise, disease, everything is completely at the lowest level. Again, once this is over, then again Satya Yuga starts. So that's why in this aspect, the easiest process is given for us to feel happy, peaceful at least, and then more and more increases by chanting the holy names of the Lord. So in that way, we have to understand this process very clearly in this particular verse. At least we should perform nishkama karma. So not kamya karma. Kamya karma will cause lot of confusion, lot of argumentation, lot of fighting, quarreling. So this will go on if we have kamya karma. Because I have one desire, the other person has another desire. How it will work? It doesn't cooperate. But if we are trying to come to the Nitya Karma, Naimitya Karma, natural, at least even if you correlate, then you adjust at some point of time and you realize it also. But if you keep on doing Kama Karma only, then you can never realize this argument and the confusion, quarreling, no adjustment mentality will go on. So that's why in this world, wherever you see that this desirous mentality is the one which is causing everywhere the challenge and the problem. Anywhere you go, everybody wants something in return. Everybody is attached to results. I want this way, I want that way. So that's why Krishna is making that statement that please at least come to Nishkama Karma Yoga. Arjuna, you are expected to work at least at this level. At this level. That is what he is directly pointing out to Arjuna. So yeah, in the Prachina, I was talking about what is his name? Priyavrata. Maharaj Priyavrata was the son of a Uttanapada, who is the son of Swayambhu Manu. He is the first Manu. One day of Brahma, 14 Manus change. So that 1000 yuga cycle is four yugas, like that 1000 yuga cycles is one day of Brahma, that long period. So that long period is divided to 14 Manus. So first Manu is Swayambhu Manu. Like that, there are different Manu names are given in Srimad Bhagavatam. The Swayambhu Manu had two sons, Uttanapada, Priyavrata. Both are extraordinary. So Uttanapada had Dhruva Maharaj and Uttama. So the second son of Swayambhu Manu is Priyavrata. So Priyavrata was also extraordinary. So Priyavrata was a great king. He had so much wealth, so many children, wives. I think he had two wives, if I remember correctly, more maybe. So then yeah, Narada Muni was his spiritual master. Initially he was completely detached, he doesn't want to take up. But Lord Brahma came in along with Swayambhu Manu and then instructed on Kandamal and Parvat. When they were sitting, Narada Muni also came in. Then he told, no, you should do right now because Swayambhu Manu is already retired. I can't take up. Uttanapad is already done. Priyavrata, you have to take up. You are the younger one, you should take up because how can I come back? I'm already renounced. My life is done. You are supposed to do. If you also do that, then who's going to rule? So you must do. Then he told Lord Brahma, then Lord Brahma came with Swayambhu. Then finally agreed. But he gave the blessings. Even if you work, you will not be attached. You will not be attached. Because initial Narada Muni has instructed, so that way he doesn't want to even enter into Grihastha. That is beginning, before itself. So, but then Lord Brahma has given, then he followed. Maharaj Priyavrata, in this way, he has performed Nishkama Karma Yoga. He has done his prescribed duty as a king, but not attached results. Whatever result will come, so he seemingly enjoyed. He had children, he had wife, and many, I think, a long period, not 1, 2 years, thousands of years. I forget exactly how many years it is mentioned. Then finally, as he was liberated, he was attained the spiritual world because that blessings were there, and he was not. He was still following this nitya karma, naimitya karma. At the same time, even though there is some enjoyment was there, but gradually he became purified and liberated and attained his supreme destination. So, like that, you can see throughout Gaur Lila, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and Srimad Bhagavatam, there are many examples. You look at Sivananda Sen, you look at Sarama Bhattacharya, all these are Grihasthas. Most of the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are all, most of them are Grihasthas only. Very few are Brahmacharis. Most of them. Srivas Thakur, four brothers, Grihastha, Malini Devi. So most of them are Grihasthas. They're all practicing this Nitya Karma, Naimitya Karma. Mm, and on Niskam Karma, and obviously, so some of them are sadhakas by the association of these exalted personalities. Some of the Smartha Brahmanas, everybody pretty much, including even the Buddhists, including the Muslims. At the when Chaitanya I was telling, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going from Jharkhand forest, coming back, he met these Pathan soldiers who are Muslims, and they became Vaishnava. They became Vaishnavas. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quoted and explained the Quran. Then by his mercy, then they became devotees. Like that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went. Pretty much the Buddhists became Vaishnavas, pretty much Mayavadi, Prakash Ananda Saraswati, Prabhupada was quoting in the earlier verse, purport, 46 verse, quoting Prakash Ananda Saraswati. He was Mayavadi. He was completely, I am Narayan, why are you chanting? Prabhupada was quoting that verse, Aho Bhata Swapacho Gariyan, Te Pustapas Susnurarya. So chanting the holy name is the one which will awaken and revive and put us into the original position. Niri Yoga Kshema Atmavam will be revealed, will come to that our original identity and relation with the Supreme Lord. And they are proposed through holy name. So Prakash Anand Saraswati asking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, hey, you are sannyasi, you are supposed to lead Vedanta Sutra and Vedas. Why are you dancing like a madman and chanting this holy name? And he said, yes, my guru has said, Mokka deki karila sasam. He has instructed me that you are full number one. You just simply, you have no capacity and no understanding. You can't read and understand Vedas. You better simply chant the holy name. So that's what my spiritual master said. I'm just simply following his orders. So I chant. And I'm following the Nitya Karma, Naimitya Karma. So, of course, he did. Naimitya Karma, Shraddha Sarmanals, he went to Gaya. That's where he got initiated. He went to show because Smartha Brahmana said, hey, what are you? Your father passed away and you haven't done anything. So, to close their mouths also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went and on the name of that, he went to perform Shraddha ceremony for Jagannath Mishra when he passed away. But at the same time, actually, he went to show that you need to take surrender from a spiritual master, Ishwar Puri. So it is a very significant pastime that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu going to Gaya in Chaitanya Bhagavat. whole chapter. Beautiful pastime. So in that way, this particular verse, two verses, we can understand. Uh, yeah, with that, we'll stop. Let's see if anybody has any questions, comments. Any questions? Let me hold on. Unmute. Before that, let me tell also about. I think yesterday Asesh Karma is there. Yeah. Narottam Das Thakur was the his appearance day was when was it? Friday. Yeah, yesterday. So his appearance day. So I have given the detail in yesterday's class. So he was asking how he passed away. So he passed away that when he has heard his close associate, who is the disciple of Srinivas Acharya Ramachandra Kaviraj, was passed away. Then he was completely in separation because he was so attached to Ramachandra Kaviraj, even though he is not his spiritual master Srinivas Acharya's disciple, but he was so close. At the same level, he thought of Ramachandra Kaviraj. He was so much attached to him. When he passed away, then he couldn't take it. It was completely in great separation. Then, very soon after that, even his spiritual master, Ramachandra Kaviraj, spiritual Srinivas Acharya, he also passed away. Then he became completely even more in separation. Already in general, Narottam Das Thakur is completely in that mood from the beginning of his childhood. So much attached and attracted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he couldn't feel, he couldn't stay at home. He's completely always in separation from devotees and the Lord. So that was his mood. So when this happened, then he told he wants to end his pastimes. He wants to leave this planet. So at that time, he told his disciples, "Now take me to Padma River and bring me to the Padma River." Then he told, yeah, bathe me. So because he's already, I don't know the age, exact age. He left. He was born on what Vasanta Purnima, which is Friday, Vasanta Purnima, first Purnima in Vasantaras, Vasanta. um, Spring. In India, it is spring. So, and then he was taken initiation or left home and 12 years old on the day of Kartika Purnima, Sharad Purnima, I think. And then when he took initiation on Sravana Purnima, and then now when he's leaving the planet, that is happened on Kartika Panchami. Within the Kartik month, he left on Panchami, the fifth day. So that time, the disciple brought him as per Ganga Narayan Chakravarti, one of the famous disciple of Narottam Das Thakur, and Harihara or Ramakrishna, so another disciple. They brought him and then they started bathing him in Ganga River, Padma River, it is called. And then, then he told, wipe me. So wipe me with the water. And then as they did that, bathed him and wiping his body as he instructed, then they saw the transformation. This whole body is completely merged into water like a milk. Everything became so white. Uh, they completely awestruck seeing what has happened because that was the thing. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as soon as before he is born itself, he told, "I'm going to keep this love of God in Padma River." There is a Prema Tali, so there are four different places where Narottam Das Thakur got the love of God through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at the Padma River. Padma River has given the personified of the Padma River, Ganga, has given that love of God to Narottam. That's why he has come to left the planet and merged. That is a blessing he got also. He was merged as a milk, transformed his body, transformed into milk, and merged into Ganga. And he left, he went back because he was Champakalata in the spiritual world. So this morning I described that one pastime. Srimati Radharani herself appeared in dream that you start cooking, making the kheer for me. Because that was his service in the spiritual world as Champakalata. And then as he was doing, meditating on that, then suddenly milk started boiling and coming overflowing. Then within the dream, then he picked it up and he didn't want the milk to overflow. Then he picked it up and kept on. Then he realized. Then when his dream broke, then he saw his hands got burned. Then Nityananda Prabhu and the other associates heard and saw what has happened. Then They are completely amazed and so happy, blissful to see that how much he has advanced, what consciousness and directly Srimati Radharani is giving the service and appeared in the dream. So these are the some of the pastimes of Narottam Das, Thakur Great Acharya, Thakur Mahasaya. So yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask, otherwise we'll conclude today's class.
Very beautiful, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Anyone else has questions?
Prabhuji, this is something I want to know.
Yeah.
The question is, when we get married, the gotram of the ladies changes to the gotram of the in-laws family, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So I know that when the girls, okay, so then the gotram, once it's changed, then they take the father-in-law, mother-in-laws, the mom and dad, right?
Yeah.
So now, if the for the girl side, if for some reason, if they feel that if their father died, like they want to do they wanted to do something, like the son does the
Right.
shadra, all that.
Right.
And what should a girl do? What a woman should do when she's married to the in-laws family? What does the shastra say for the girl?
uh, for girl, what she should do? Generally, she's supposed to, as a wife, she is supposed to follow the husband and do on their gotra. Generally, for devotees, it's a different story. When somebody asks any puja, anything we do, we don't tell our gotra. At least, if you are practicing for some time, we tell Achyuta gotra because that is the Lord Krishna's gotra, and that is what because everything we relate with lords, and that's what we do even when we do the puja. But for others, they can tell wife means husband's gotra only. They should tell, but they can tell. They will ask generally. So you can tell your family means your wife's gotra, your their parents' gotra is there. That also they will tell. They will do both on both the gotras. They will do the puja and offer the results to them. So that is the general practice. But the main thing is the husband's gotra only is the main because that is how the Shastra defines it. Because 50% of the result of the husband, wife gets it. So if you don't do on his gotra, then you can get. So that is the is a big thing because it's depending on the type of body, we have male body, female body, and that's how the general prescription. Obviously, when you come to Krishna consciousness, it goes beyond this general prescription or general instructions. But at general level, that's how Shastra defines it. If you want to
Generally,
do, if a girl wants to do for the parents, then they can do. She can do. If she wants to give some benefit to their parents, then she can do puja on their gotra, not the husband's gotra, because you want to give the benefit to your uh, father or mother or brother, whatever that particular gotra, you will do puja on that particular gotra. But for devotees, for anybody you want to give benefit, three things you should do. Tulasi seva, go seva, Vaishnava seva. When you do these three things, everything, all whatever problems one may have, by these three, especially the cow seva, go seva, tulsi seva, Vaishnava seva, Guru seva, by these automatically everybody, especially the cow seva, even health problems also. Many of the problems, different kinds of problems are solved by simply performing these, especially the go seva, being in the association of cows also by feeding them, by giving some donation to protect the cows or to save the cows, to feed the cows, whatever way. And same thing with Tulsi Marani. This is Shastra is giving that so full benefit by doing that. Many astrologers tell also, at least Vaishnava astrologers, they tell those who are going through different problems, do Guru Puja at home. Prabhupada, Guru Puja or different sampradaya, worship the Guru. So at least one puja you should do is this every day. So and Tulsi Puja, Cow Puja, these three things are generally suggested to rectify or to at least to create auspiciousness in whatever things are going on in our particular situation. Is that clear, Mataji?
Thanks, Prabhuji. And then, as you said, they do Achyuta. They do Archana and Achyuta. Something you said about Achyuta. What's that? I'm sorry, I didn't get.
Lord Krishna's
Achyuta.
Gotra is Achyuta Gotra. Yeah. Archana, everything, every puja, anything. They will do, and then they will just ask you Gotra, then you can tell that Gotra. You don't even, they will know. Because the pujaris, most of the pujaris will know. Achyuta Gotra means then immediately they can understand.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, with that, we'll stop here then. Thank you very much, Krishna Chandra, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai, Shri Gopal.